One of the things we've done for our hospitality students is we've developed a restaurant. So our students run this restaurant. They manage the restaurant, they serve in the restaurant, they plan the meals for the restaurant, they interact with the customers that are in the restaurant, and so they get the experience that they're going to have when they get out of school while they're in school, and they get to integrate all of the things that they have learned, the theories, into a practical application serving people.
In commercial quantity food production with the restaurant component built in, which is called Pantera, I teach the theory to model practice. That is, teaching them in class and then allowing the students to apply what they've learned.
Pantera is a required class for hospitality majors, and it's a restaurant class, and it's also student run, and we don't make any profits from it. And the general public comes and we serve them a 4-course meal, and then they rate us on how the food was and how our performance was.
Well, in the back of the kitchen, like I said, there's one back of the house manager, and he has probably 5 to 6 students who are helping him out in the back, and that's anything from getting the meals ready to doing the dishes to getting all the different stuff from like the ovens upstairs, because we use the ovens upstairs, to then, taking out the plates and making sure that they go in the hot box, so then those are fine when it comes to serving, so everything's warm how you would like it for a restaurant.
We cook the appetizers, the entree, the soup, the salad, we put that together, and then the desserts. So you learn a lot about their basic skills of cooking. And then the front of the house is all the serving aspects. So making sure that everyone has what they need, having, specific table setups perfectly ready.
There's usually a theme, so they decorate for the theme. And then when they serve, they have to refill the glasses just like in a regular restaurant, all the regular stuff they do.
Then you have someone in the galley kitchen who is putting together all the different, just salt, pepper, and like sugar and stuff that needs to be out on the table.
And then the front of the house managers interact with the customers, take their money, make sure everything adds up right, make sure everyone's happy. They hand out surveys, which helps evaluate us and let us know how we're doing. So overall, it kind of helps build our confidence and still is a hands-on learning.
But it also allows them the interaction with customers and gives them the confidence knowing that they can do this, that they can go out there and that they can serve these people this food, and they can take the complaints if there's any complaints, and they know how to solve the problems if there's any problems. At the end of the evening, when everyone's finished eating and they're having their dessert, each one of the managers go around to the tables. How was your food tonight? How was the quality? How was the temperature? Is there anything maybe we could do better? What do you think? And they interact with the customers, which is what any good manager does. Anyone at all does that.
Mainly people love it. They love everything about it. They always enjoy the food. They like the timing in between the food. They like how it's set up, But then there's also the people that, maybe they like their steak and potatoes. And if we do different themes and different, cultures, kind of throws them off. But they're people, they know very specifically the right ways of serving. So they'll watch you and they'll, so you learn from that, from their, remarks and stuff like that.
I like when they tell us, we had our last class and there's a lot of regulars, and they told us we can really see the confidence and how much you improve since the first Pantera class.
Or one of my tables that I was serving, I've never served before, so when I went up to them and they're like, "Oh, is everything all right?" And I'm like, "I've never served," and they're like, "You're doing fine, relax." They gave me the feedback of don't worry, you're doing a fine job. This is what you're gonna learn from it. This class is there to help you learn these things, and you're not supposed, if you don't know them, it's not bad because you learn from it. And on Tuesday was our last class, and one of the customers came by and said that she likes to see the difference of how we start the first day and how, we might not be as confident to, let's say, the last day when we've, progressed and learned so much. And she's like, "I like seeing how you guys develop throughout the semester."
A lot of the faculty come and different people like that. The EIU campus community come, students come, and it's a great program. It's a wonderful program for FCS and for Eastern.
The benefits of integrative learning are many. I would say that the most important benefit is simply that it better trains them to be effective people in their fields while they're in school. Instead of just getting all the data and the information and then sending them out trying to apply it when they get out, they get to try and apply it while they're here and be able to reflect on it, critique it, and then learn from their mistakes before they get into the world.
It takes the principles and the theories that I teach them and gives them a chance to apply this, where a lot of classes that are taught at Eastern don't give them the opportunity to apply what they've learned. Okay, they've learned all this knowledge, but they don't, now what do they do with it? They have no idea what to do with it. So it gives them a chance to apply what they've learned. When they go out into the real world and they have this portfolio and they have this knowledge that they have now, it's also gives them a competitive edge over the next applicant for the job. You know, if they're applying and you have one who has no experience or who has no college background or who has never been a manager or who has never had to deal with any of these real life scenarios, versus someone who has it and has a portfolio in front of them saying, this is what we have done. This is what I can do. I can scale a recipe. I can manage a budget. I can manage a restaurant. I can work with people that maybe I don't care for.
Well, you learn what it's like to work as a team and just kind of realizing that, you know, like you can't just do everything on your own as much as you want to. Like I'm kind of person that I would much rather do something on my own. But I realize that half the time I can't, there's no way I could do everything. So you learn to see who is there and how you rely on so many other people to help you out in order to get a task done. Because in any work environment, I believe that, yeah, you might want to get things done on your own, but you will always have to work with other people no matter what.
Well, overall, it gave me confidence. Like, I never thought I would want to work in a restaurant, and after this class, I really love the atmosphere, the people, the fast-paced of it, and I want to go into like a country club or a hotel and work in food and beverage, so it's really going to give me a lot of help in that aspect.
And I think it's a great way to meet people. There's a lot of people that come in, you know, through the FCS department, faculty that works at the library, and people of the community. So you get all different types of people coming in and different types of, you know, what they like. So you have to be able to take criticism with the good and the bad. So I think it's a great class.
But that's what Pantera is about. It teaches them all these different things and how to bring it all together and to make a successful evening out of it. And they've done very good. I put my students in real life situations, in real world situations that come up in the restaurants all over the United States, all over the world, and it's problems that they have to solve. And by doing so, they have to think critically, how can I solve this problem? What can happen here?
Because as students get in there, they run the restaurant and problems happen they have to fix. They learn how to fix them, and then we get to reflect on them, how they fix them, and then they get to go into another problem with the knowledge of what happened the first time and the critique that happened of that.
You know, they learn organizational skills, they learn managerial skills, they learn financial skills, they learn the interaction between customer and staff, and problem solving, and it also teaches them teamwork. Teamwork is a huge component of my teaching skills.
I was nervous about it at first because I don't know what it's like to necessarily work with such a big team, but I enjoy working with everyone. It's definitely been more than I expected it to be. I didn't know that everyone's gonna get so close and just, you know, being like, all right, let me help you out when you need this, or if you need any ideas from, you know, the previous week for what we did. It's just everyone works as a team, and it's just we try to help each other out. It's definitely something that I will get out of this class, is knowing that, you know, there's no I in team. Everyone says you have to work together, otherwise you're not going to get what you need to get accomplished.
Well, what I've learned by myself is that I can manage people. I thought that was going to be something I would be worried about in the future. You know, how do I manage properly? And I think that anybody going into any sort of management job should take Pantera, because it has a lot of basic skills that you need to learn being a manager. And that's definitely going to implement my life, and I think that that's going to look awesome on a resume to be able to say that I managed my fellow students, my peers, and was able to work successfully with them.
So that's kind of what they learn in Pantera. They learn quite a bit. They learn it's just like a real restaurant out in the real world. I mean, it's just like somebody has given them experience, and that's what we're doing, is giving them experience that maybe somebody out in the real world won't give them.
And they get to practice the things that they've learned in a situation that they're going to be in when they graduate. So they get to take interaction with customers, interaction with other students. They see the real business aspect of how it runs. And so it really is an integration of all the things that we've taught them into a practical experience.
But at the same time, it's like I've gotten to know these people, that it's just like when I walk into class, it's not just walking into class. Like, I didn't mind going to it because I enjoyed everyone that I worked with. Like, everyone that, like, no matter if it was this person was in the back and that person was in the front, like, it was just nice to see everyone together on Tuesday night. And I mean, you know, we might have been done at like, 7:30, 8 o'clock serving, but we stayed there till like 9:30, just because when it came to discussion, we just all like being around each other and like being like, oh, that happened, tonight, how that's funny. And you sit there and you're just like, wow, like, this is something that I'm gonna remember.
But still, we spent so much time together and we got really close, so I really like just the closeness and working with everyone.
When I reflect back on all the courses I've taken at EIU, Pantera is the one that sticks out the most, that I know I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, because of the fact that it's given me real life experiences that I'm able to take out all the values that I've learned from it, and all the past classes I've taken, all the textbooks I've read from it, I'm able to live it right then and there.